What's going on YouTube? This is what Josh do. In this video is going to show you how to install AOKP, which is based off of KitKat, for your Nexus 7 2013. This is the Flow version. If you're wanting to install this on the Nexus 7 2012, the grouper version, just make sure you're downloading the correct zip for your device. Now, before I get started, someone's going to ask me, this is the Dilex case for the Nexus 7 from Sadio. I will have a link in the description of this video you're watching right now. It'll link you to my video on this case from Sadio. So if you like the case, you can check it out. It is a lint magnet. I will tell you that right now. First things first, if you're wanting to keep your stuff like your progress in Dragonfly, Deer Hunter, your token for Falcon Pro, because you can't unless you have a token, like you have to have a token from a long time ago in order to use Falcon Pro. So make sure you back that up. That way you get to keep your, because you won't be able to just log in. You'll need to restore your Falcon Pro in order to actually use Falcon Pro again. It's stupid, but that's why a lot of people use Talon, because There we go. Now my thing is refreshed and all of my recent notifications are on here. So just wanted to show you that. You're going to need to open up Titania Backup, which is something you can get from the Google Play Store. And then you're going to go up here to this little tab. If there's not any app showing up, or there's only one or two apps showing up, I can show you how to fix that. You'll just go back. You'll go to Backup and Restore. Click here to edit filters. Click the clear button and then apply. Then click this again and go to Backup All User Apps. And then hit the little checkbox. It'll back up all of your apps and put them on your internal SD card. From there, you will need to go to Schedules, and I have all of my stuff syncing to Google Drive, so I would just hit the Run button, and it would sync everything to Google Drive. I did this previous to this video, that way I wouldn't lose anything. If you don't see those options, you'll need to go to Menu, Preferences, and then you'll need to check Enable Google Drive, Dropbox, or Box. So once it's done syncing, you're good to go. All of your backups are on the cloud, and you can just restore them at a later date. Also, you'll want to open up the web browser on your device and Google twerp Nexus 7 2013. Click the first link you see, and then download newest image from here. And then you'll need to click on the latest one, which is 2631 as of this video. Wait 10 seconds for it to count down. It'll download this .image to your device. You will need to go to the Play Store and search for an app called Recovery Tools. It is from DSL Nexus. It's got a little green icon right here. Just click Install and then Accept. Alright, so my .image is finished. I'm going to open up the app here. It's going to ask for root permission. If you are not rooted, you cannot use this app to install custom recover your device. I know the risk. I currently have Phil's Touch 6, so we're going to go ahead and go to Flash Other Recovery. Other from storage, go to our download, and then you'll see Open Recovery twerp 2631. Yes, please. And now it's going to be installing this recovery on a device. You can hit yes, please, and it'll reboot you into recovery, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the device off and show you how to get into recovery manually. Alright, with the device off, you will hold the volume down and the power button. Once you get to this screen right here, you'll just keep pressing volume down or up to get to whatever mode you need to. Now on recovery, you'll just hit the power button and it reboots you into your recovery, since we just use recovery tools. Again, if your device is not rooted, you need your bootloader to be unlocked, and then you need to go into fast boot mode, which was the mode we were in when we were going up and down and choosing recovery. So now that we're in our and when you're in there, you'll just go on the computer and you'll do fast boot, flash, recovery, open, hit the tab button to auto complete the name. If you don't know how to flash recovery or fast boot, sorry, I'll have instructions in the description below. Hopefully your device is already rooted, or you're on a ROM that's rooted or something like that. So essentially, you'll download the image like we just did, where it was in our download folder, but you'll need to be on your computer, and then you'll need to put that in your platform tools folder. If you do not have the platform tools folder, there will be a link in the description on my video on how to install the Android SDK and set it up. You'll move that .image file over to your platform tools folder. You'll right click, open command window here, you'll type in fastboot flash recovery, and then the name of the recovery, and then press enter. The screen turns off automatically, that happens. And now that we're in here, you can choose to go to backup and choose boot, system, data, those 3 options right there. And I go ahead and plug in this. I have these little drives right here that I can plug into the bottom of my Nexus 7, and it's basically just an SD card. I do have a video on this guy. Just search www.joshdew and then Minova, M as in Mary, EENOVA. I like this guy a lot, but when you're using a case, it doesn't fit in there all the way. So I like to use this little leaf bridge. I also did a video on this. Just go on YouTube and search www.joshdew leaf bridge 3.0, and you'll find that. So we transferred the files to the computer using this right here. Now we're gonna flip it over to this side right here, and we're gonna plug it into the bottom of our Nexus 7. Alright, now the light is actually on the other side here, and you can see it flashing. On here, we would enable compression for a smaller file size, and then on storage, we would change this to USB OTG, and you'll see how much space you have left, and then hit OK. And then for here, for auto-generate, you can backspace all of this, and then you can name it something simple like CM11 monthly 3, and then hit the go button, and that'll be the name of the backup, so you'll know what it was you backed up, and you'll swipe to back up. Now, honestly, I don't care, so I'm going to go ahead and go to wipe, and then swipe to factory reset. That's going to factory reset my device. I have to do that in order to install this ROM. If you do not do that, you're going to run into issues. That's why we backed up all of our apps with Titanium Backup, and then we synced them to the cloud. So go back, and for those advanced people, you can do a different step. This is for the people that are not advanced. This is swipe to factory reset. So Dalvik, system, data, and then those 4 options right there. I'm going to tell you right now that I want to have a clean Nexus 7 with absolutely nothing on my internal storage. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box as well. Please, 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 if you do not have an SD card in this little SD card reader or a OTG flash drive, do not do this, because you're flashing this stuff from your internal storage, and if you wipe your internal storage, you're going to need to use your computer and use freaking ADB, and you're going to need to push the files. Yeah, it's a big mess. So if you're not using an external storage source, do not wipe your internal storage. That's just something I want to make very clear. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And just to go one more step, again, this is something you do not have to do unless you want an absolutely clean Nexus 7. Go to Format Data, type in yes, hit go, and it's going to format. So I don't know if it does anything different from formatting the internal storage and everything, but I like to do that just to, again, start fresh. If you had games installed in your Nexus 7 or, a lot of data, then this is going to be a way of starting fresh and having all 32 gigs. Well, this is a 32 gig. If you have 16 gig, you'll have all 16 gigs available. So that's just why I do it. Alright, so it took just a second for me for it to clear everything. We're going to go ahead and hit the back button. And if you chose format data, it says you need to go to reboot, choose recovery, and then it's just telling you that you don't have any operating system installed. Do not freak out. And then hit do not install. And it'll reboot you back into recovery, and you'll be good to go. If you just did the simple factory reset, then you can ignore everything that I did after that, and you don't have to reboot your device into recovery again, like I just did. The factory reset is basically just for the people that want the least amount of steps possible. That is going to get them ready to install the ROM. So go to install, and you'll see that our internal storage is wiped. This is why I stressed the fact that if you do not have an external storage source, like one of these 2 options, do not wipe it. So go to your storage and choose it to your USB OTG, press OK, and now you'll see everything that's on here. We'll need to look for AOKP Flow KitKat. So it's right there, and then you'll need to go to add more zips, and you'll need to go to AOKP Full GApps KK, and then swipe to confirm flash. This is going to install AOKP on your Nexus 7. I'm super excited about this. When I had my Transformer Prime and my Galaxy Nexus, this was literally my favorite ROM. Hands down, I preferred this over CyanogenMod because of all the extra features that you have. So it doesn't take very long to flash, as you can see, and we are using a pretty snappy little thing here. It says Nexus 5 camera. We can hit this little guy right here. To avoid photosphere, use the ROM's camera app, create a file called SD card dot force no photosphere and reflash ROM, as well as GApps. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Oh no, we're gonna hit this little button right here, choose reboot, and then system. And at this point, we can unplug this little guy because we don't need it anymore. We should have a neat little splash screen. I've never seen it before. This will be a first time for both of us. Okay, so it's just like the stock one that you get when you have a stock Nexus 7 with KitKat. The screen went dim, so that's how you know that it's starting up soon. Alright, so English, continue. Scanning for Wi-Fi. We'll connect to our Wi-Fi access point here. Once you've typed in your password, just hit the connect button, of course. And then it's going to say, do you have a Google account? Yes, I do. I'm going to go ahead and type mine in. Whenever you sign in, you'll hit the little arrow button, and then it'll say, do you agree to the things? You'll hit OK, and then it'll bring you to the screen right here if you typed in your password correctly. And then you'll hit the little checkbox again. It'll ask you who the name belongs to, and Google Now, yes, I'm in. And then you can choose Launcher 3 or Google Now Launcher, which this is also in the Play Store. So we're going to go ahead and choose that one. Hit Always. Just ignore that, I guess. It's still syncing my stuff. It's pulling my, as you can see, the Wi-Fi is not working, so it's pulling all of my saved Wi-Fi access points since I kept a little box checked that said backup and restore. So it's going to take it just a second here to do that. While it's doing that, we can go to the settings. This side brings you to your settings thing, and then this side brings you to your notifications. You can change that by going to your settings and then going to ROM control, and then you have a whole bunch of stuff in here. So I mean, this is crazy. You can customize the LED, enable charging LED, where basically when your device is charging, it shows a little light. So it's still pulling or messing up. Connect to my Wi-Fi. There we go. All right, so go to ROM control here, and then for general, you have like the recent RAM bar, where if you hit the little recent apps button, you'll see right there it says you have 64 megabytes used, you have 1 point whatever free, and yeah. So then you also have a little button right here that clears all of your apps with one little button. So we'll go back to ROM control, and that's that. Wake up on charger. Basically, when you plug it in to charge it, the device automatically wakes up. Oh, I gotta get used to that. So lock screen background, volume rocker wake. There's just so many things in here. So you can press that to go to the status bar, and then in the status bar you can double tap to sleep. So if you double tap on that, it makes the device sleep. Pretty simple. So AM PM style, you can choose small, and then for the battery percentage indicator, it shows it right there. You can also show network speeds, so it'll show how fast that your internet's going, and update frequency every 5 seconds. There's a lot of things you can change in here. So for toggles, this is where your toggles are up here. So you can configure all that. Hardware keys, volume, smash, rotation. When double tapping the volume keys, the device will lock and unlock. Okay, whatever. So power menu. This is that screen right here where you hold this down. We can enable screenshot. So now when we hold the power button down, there's a screenshot button. So that's pretty cool. And then you can go in here and add more stuff or take away stuff. Navigation bar, home, back, recents, settings, enable get navigation bar. You can add a button, and you can make it anything you want it to make, like recent gingerbread style. So now you can see your recent apps, or you can just delete it. by swiping it away. And now you're back to just 3. So that's pretty cool. You can add quite a few. Holy cow. You can add several of them. That's cool. And then go to the navigation ring, and you can choose like what all pops up there. Oops, I don't mean to press the back button. Don't press the back button. All right, so sound. Save headset volume. You can make that way when you're turning up the volume, it doesn't tell you, hey, your headphones are too loud. And we're almost done here. We're just playing around with all the options. So for installer, enable persistent across install, enable data. Then you can go to ribbons, and you've got all these different ribbon settings you can go through here. So many of them. For animations, you've got prevent app overrides, task open. You've got tons of different things in here. And again, the LED, that's the one where it shows the LED when it's charging. So it has developer options enabled, so when you go to the build date, you don't need to worry about tapping that. That's pretty cool. They don't make you do all that extra stuff. For developer options, you can go in here and play around with all of this stuff. My USB debugging is already checked. Verify apps over USB. I uncheck that out of preference. If you want to be safer, don't check that. For super user, you can go here to settings, and you can go to super user access, and you can choose disabled. You will still have root, don't worry. You'll need to open up your browser, which they defaulted to AOKP. That's pretty cool. You'll need to search for SuperSU. So Super SU, SuperSU, whatever way you want to pronounce it. And then go to the XDA thread. And you'll want to go down here until you find a thing that says CWM, twerp, mobile Odin. Just press on that. When you get to this little screen right here, you'll just press download Super SU. Alright, so it's downloaded. We're going to hold the power button down, choose recovery, and then hit reboot. Alright, so you're in your recovery. We're going to go to install, and we're going to choose the download folder and Super SU, and then swipe to flash. So now we hit reboot system. Basically, Super SU is just a much better way of controlling root access. You can choose to keep root access enabled with the super user settings that we went through and hit disabled. You can choose not to disable them, but when you install Titanium Backup, or if you use other root apps, some of them are going to have super user binary issues, and it's going to recommend flashing Super SU. So the Google Now launcher is actually in the Play Store, so we're going to go ahead and update that, hit continue, and that might fix our force close issue that we're having at the moment. It says it requires a newer version, so go to the thing and get it there. So Google search, and Google search is what was force closing, so that's updating right now, so hopefully our issue will be fixed there. It should be. It looks pretty cool. I'm really liking the little thing for your network notifications at the top there. I'm liking a lot about it that it comes with the Google Now launcher. It's saying update Google Play services. So that's another thing that needs to be updated. And there we go. So okay. And there we go. No more force closes. It's fixed. Okay, Google. What is Marshall Mather? What is Eminem's real name?
Marshall Bruce Mathers III, better known by his stage name Eminem and by his alter ego Slim Shady, is an American rapper, record producer, songwriter, and actor.
Okay, Google. What is Eminem's real name?
Eminem's full name is Marshall Bruce Mathers III.
So there you have it. You have Google Now. We can go to the Play Store and download an app called Titanium Backup. I paid for the Pro version, so I'm going to go ahead and install that one as well. If you do not have the Pro version, then you're not going to be able to back up and restore stuff using the cloud. And also, it's going to have several other limitations, like restoring apps is going to be a pain in the butt. So granted super user access, and then all done. Okay. And then we'll go to menu, preferences, enable Google Drive, go back, and then you'll just go to schedules, and you'll hit run. And it's going to ask you to log into your Google account. All right, once you log in, it'll bring you to this little screen right here. Just hit the accept button. and then it's going to log me in. It's going to scan the Google Drive, and then it's going to re-download everything to the device. If we go to our settings here, and we go to storage, you can see that we have all of our storage available because we wiped our internal storage. And now Titanium Backup is going to be downloading all of our stuff from Google Drive, from Dropbox or Box.net, and it's going to be restoring it to the tablet. So we'll be able to take our apps like Deer Hunter or Falcon Pro and restore them without relogging in, without redoing our progress all over again. And yeah, this video walked you through how to back up your stuff, how to install recovery, how to flash a ROM, how to fix the super user issues you're going to have with the built-in super user thing. That's why we went to disable. We flashed that little zip in recovery, and now we have root access just fine. So if we go to your app drawer here, you'll see that we have Super SU, and here's all of our apps that we've granted root access. So I pay for the Pro, so I can go and hit upgrade to Pro and hit install, accept. And yeah, that's about it. So again, this was the how to install, how to fix issues you're going to have, just pretty much everything. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps out the channel more than you know. If you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, please do so. Links to follow me will be in the description below, as well as my Google Plus, where you can circle me and +1 me if you'd like. My Facebook page, where you can like it. Vine, everything's in the description below. I have 2 other YouTube channels, a gaming channel, and a channel that I upload quick videos from the front-facing camera, whatever phone I have in my pocket. And yeah, that's about it. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm going to enjoy this ROM, and I'm out.